I am the back-end handyman. I fix things as cheap as I can, which is often all by myself. I am not a professional. May not be done the right way, but it's done my way. I assume no responsibility if you attempt the same thing and damage anything. This is my first solo job here. He just wants it Ryno lined, the bumper, which is not really Ryno lined, it's just protective rubber bed coating. So the first thing we got to do is take this thing off and get it off the truck so I can sand any kind of rust that has already started coming onto it, which we do have there. A pretty good looking bumper, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it off. All right, and here we go. I got it off. As you can see, there's some rust that needs to be sanded off a little bit, and then I'll wipe it down. But since I have to prime this and I have to prime this upper cabinet, I'm going to prime both of these at the same time, and then I'll put on the bed coat. It took me about a half hour to get this thing off. It had a ton of bolts. Some going down there, going through there, some going through there. Had some coming into the sides here. Pretty heavy duty bumper. This is one of those jobs that the wife just thought I needed something else to do, so I told her friend at work that I could do it, and here I am doing it. And sand, just rough it up, scuff it up in spots. That way it'll stick better and it's smooth for the new coat. I'll use 60 grit. I mean, it's truck bed liner, so it's not going to be smooth anyway. So the more scuffed and like that it is, the better it'll stick, right? Let's see. All right, now I got it sanded. Side I didn't sand, but we're still going to spray the inside of it too. But you can see how this is all scuffed up and sanded. Spent about 30 minutes sanding the hell out of it. That takes a lot of effort. And then you get it all smooth, get the rust pretty much out of it. Now I'll get my air hose and blow it off, and then I'll get some acetone and I'll wipe it down with an acetone rag. Clean off any of that mildew, and then I'll get my paint booth set up and we'll do primer. All right, it's been wiped down with acetone. All the oils and everything's off of it. It's time to shoot primer on it. I've got my cabinet ready here too, because it needs primed. Might as well hit two birds with one stone, right? Now I get to spray them with primer. It turns out that this wasn't a honeydew thing. My wife's friend volunteered me for this. Yay! Hey, I'm making some money. All right, got my first coat of primer done. Switch on the exhaust fan. This is what it looks like after the primer's on. Dry and do another coat. All right, I got the primer on. I got the cabinet out of here because we don't want any of the overspray to get on the cabinet from the truck bed liner after it had the primer on it. On the can, it didn't say anything about having to prime the bare metal, but it did say something about spot priming. If you're gonna do something that has paint on it and has spots where it don't have paint on it, it talks about spot priming. So we primed the whole thing because it was bare metal. And it also don't say anything about being able to spray this bed liner with the paint gun, which I'm going to try it because I don't want to freaking brush this on. All right, guys, just for the record, truck bed liner, don't use it in your paint gun. Turns your cup all nasty. I mean, that's thick, nasty shit. It'll clog the gun up, so it's not going to work. I knew that was going to happen, but I was really hoping that it would save some time on doing this. This is after the first coat. But That's the first one. You can see the brush marks because I was using a brush on this. All right. There's 3 coats of that stuff on there. And probably should dry a little bit more. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on the truck and see how this thing looks. All right, here's what it looks like after it's on. I think it looks a lot better. You can see a few spots where maybe it run a little bit, but I guess that's the $20 an hour job. But it is ready. It is done. This job has been completed. Looking good.
Hey man, while you're at it, check out my other YouTube channels. The Stay Home Dad, The Back End Handyman, The Dorcher Family, and The Average Stoner. Just a little bit of what I do from day to day as a stay-home dad.